episode 5, Use Your Wings. We are at Bev Francis Powerhouse Gym, the East Coast Mecca. I am shooting with my buddy D-Ray. Really excited. This is our 4th shoot together and we're about to make some fire.
Fire. What up?
It's gonna be good. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoy seeing behind the scenes at the shoot. And yeah, I will come back to you later on with a wrap up on the show and what's next for me. At Bev's gym in Syosset, and we are on our way into Manhattan right now. I am catching up with friends. I have another shoot tomorrow, so I am in New York. I'm staying here till Tuesday, so I'll be back at Bev's training, which will be great. It'd be nice to get some really good solid workouts in there when I'm not about to step on stage. When I was out at Bev's just now, I spoke to Steve Weinberger, who is of course one of the top judges in the Federation, and he owns Bev's gym. So I spoke to him about my next plans. I'm going to catch up with him over the next couple of days for some feedback as well, but I didn't want to kind of bombard him because I know that the day after the show is just absolutely manic out there, and I'm sure he's had everyone coming for their feedback today, so I will give him some space and harass him when he's not been giving feedback all day, but I suggested to him the show that I think I will do, and he said that it sounds like a great idea. So does that mean I'm going to tell you guys now? Am I going to tell them? I'm going to tell them. So the next show that I will do will be the Miami Muscle Beach in Miami in 2 weeks time. So I really want to, I mean, on my points right now I do have enough points that I'm currently qualified for the Olympia. I'm currently in the top 20, but the thing is, because it's a free-for-all, if other girls get a lot of points, I could get knocked off, and I don't want to risk. I think I'm like 7th out of 20, you know, out of the top 20 that are qualified right now. So the chances of me getting knocked off aren't super high, but you just don't know, and I don't want to risk, you know, I don't want to risk getting knocked off. So what I've decided to do is I really wanted to do another show kind of as soon as possible so that I can then allow my body to have a break. So, you know, I talked about that to Steve and said, you know, I want to solidify my qualification, but I don't want to wait too long, because then that will mean that I kind of don't get a break now, and then I don't get a break after the show either. But if I do a show ASAP, then I will have more time to give my body, you know, somewhat of a decent break before Olympia prep. So that is what I will be doing. You know, 2 weeks more on prep is nothing, essentially. You know, I'm ready. I will, you know, get feedback from Steve more specifically tomorrow, but you know, I kind of know what I need to do. I was looking super dry in the hotel room. I had a bunch of stressful things happen in the morning of the show, and like I was still getting my hair done at the venue when they were lining up my class to go on stage. I didn't have any time to pump up. That was a real nightmare, and it was super stressful. I had no idea what I looked like. I hadn't even been to look in a mirror to see what I looked like for hours, because I just had been non-stop. So I think, you know, probably that all that stress that happened, that it wasn't anything that was anyone's fault, but you know, it all contributed, obviously, and I feel as though I looked like my midsection was holding a lot of water. I mean, the stage photos were quite different to last year. The lighting was a lot brighter, and it really washed you out. So that was, you know, it's hard to compare them to, say, last year, and, you know, other people thought that they looked terrible in their photos. Like, I think I looked terrible in my photos as well, just because of the way the lighting washed you out. So hopefully you guys will see better, you know, in the video content that we got tends to look better, you know, than the photos. And I will probably share some of my photos from showday morning from the hotel room as well. So, you know, I will share all of that with you guys, and I will talk a bit more about what happened. But basically, I mean, I don't like to make excuses, but, you know, I'm kind of a person that's prone to stress. So if I stress before the stage, I think this is coming up to me as like a reoccurring pattern, where if I have this stressful stuff going on, you know, some water comes in, and that's something it's often very hard to avoid any of that. You know, I didn't know that, you know, my hairdresser was going to be held up and be literally 2 hours after I thought we were going to be doing my hair. So, you know, it was a lot later, and the show was going through rapidly. So, you know, it's like I didn't expect that stress, and I didn't expect to have the expediter coming out looking for me because they needed me to line up, and I wasn't even ready to go on stage. So, you know, I didn't get to pump up or anything like that. So it was, yeah, it was stressful. I made it on stage. That's a good thing. And of course, you know, the judges, I thought that Steve would be judging there. He wasn't even at the table at all. So, you know, Tyler Mannion was the head judge, and he hasn't, I'm not sure how often he has head judged, but he hasn't head judged me before. So, you know, I'm getting in front of different judges, and although he was in Pittsburgh, so, you know, to go from 8th in Pittsburgh to 4th in New York just a couple of weeks later, you know, with some of those same main judges, you know, Tyler was judging in both of those shows. I think it's an improvement, and I've got to be happy with that. Obviously, I would have loved to place better than 4th, but then again, 4th at the New York Pro, which is, let's say, the third most prestigious show on the calendar behind the Arnold and the Olympia, you know, I have to be, you know, happy with that. And, you know, everyone's out here improving every single show and every year, and all it means is that I need to go away, and I need to work harder, and I need to be better, and I need to find a way to manage that stress that can happen before the stage. I mean, it's really hard to manage these things, you know, but you've got to be able to, otherwise, you know, things happen. Like, I don't think I looked terrible, but I don't think I looked anywhere near as good as I would have looked if everything kind of went smoothly. So, you know, maybe it's just a matter of getting up at 5 o'clock to have my hair done, just so that it's done, so that I'm not waiting closer to the stage in case anything gets held up, or, you know, things like that. So I had a great experience at the New York Pro. I spent a lot of time with some people who are super important to me. And again, I got to see some of my friends and teammates do super well on the show, which is rewarding for me. Very proud of Frida, of Ray winning men's physique. You know, lots of these people who I see them hustling and I see them working, and we can't all win all the time, but you know, I see them out there improving and earning improvements, and that makes me happy. So it is now my time to get my butt into the gym and, you know, work hard for another couple of weeks and earn myself some improvements, make sure that I, you know, show up in Miami and do everything I can to manage all the things that you can't control, you know, just to make sure that I can really go out with a bang before hopefully taking a break until the Olympia. So we are wrapping up this episode. I will talk more and you know, once I have got more detailed feedback from some of the other judges about, you know, my feedback, but as I said, you know, this was my 30th competition, so I've done this a few times to know. I can look at my photos and I can know, you know, I mean, I looked at my photos and I thought, girl, you look like shit, you need to do something about that. So, you know, I'm very critical of myself, and, you know, I can analyze the hell out of my photos and I can pick it apart and I can say I need to work on this and this and this. So, you know, I'm gonna do that. I'm going to put a game plan in place to get myself to Miami in 2 weeks' time, and I'm excited. I've actually never been to Miami. I've competed in Florida a few times, but I haven't actually been to Miami, so that's gonna be cool. I finally met in person a photographer today at the gym who is actually from there, so that will probably be another shoot I will lock in, which is awesome. And I will make a good trip of it. It's going to be a great show. There is an expo there as well, and of course, you know, I'm friends with Giovanni Paula and Anna Paula, who are the promoters of the show, so, you know, I know it's going to be a very well organized event, and I'm very excited to be able to support, you know, a friends of mine show. So we are cruising into New York City right now. We are going to wrap this thing up. This is episode 5, Use Your Wings. I hope you've enjoyed behind the scenes of my photo shoot. I hope you've enjoyed all the coverage from this weekend, and I will be getting some coverage again for you guys throughout the next couple of weeks to Miami, and of course in Miami again. So thank you for all of your support, thank you for all of your messages, thank you for your encouragement when things don't go the way that they have, you know, that I have planned them to go or wanted them to go. But, you know, I always say I lose a lot more than I win. You know, you either win or you learn, and there is always a lesson to be learned from every experience, from every show. When it doesn't go to plan, you know, I could have come second and I still would have learned something because I didn't win. And you know what, I could have come first, but I still could have learned something, you know. So it's really important, I think, to keep things in perspective. You're being judged by a panel of judges. Everyone has different opinions. It doesn't make you any better of a person or less of a person. It's always hard. It's a competition. Of course you want to win, but, you know, I think it's very important to keep everything in perspective and remember the bigger picture of, you know, why you do this. You know, I want to inspire you guys, people out there, to chase a dream. Decide what you want and work your ass off for it, and don't give up just because shit gets hard, because shit will get hard. That's life. You know, you will have challenges and setbacks, and you'll lose, and you'll think, shit, am I really cut out for this? But you are, if you believe you are, and it might mean you've got to roll your sleeves up and work harder, but you can achieve anything that you want to achieve if you've got enough guts and you're willing to actually do the work. So with that said, we are in New York. We're gonna go and explore this place, and I will be coming to you guys again probably from back in LA. But I hope you've enjoyed this trip to New York, and of course I would love your feedback on the videos, and, you know, any questions that you have, send them through, and I will be putting up a exclusive Q&A on the membership platform SJF Tribe, dealing with some more in-depth things to do with my prep, my peak week, and all of that. So I will keep you guys posted on that and let you know when it's up. Make sure you check out my membership platform, SJF Tribe. You can access it from my website, sheenajanefitness.com, and stay tuned because I've got lots of exciting stuff happening very soon. Love yous.